Hello, everyone, and welcome to Real English Radio. I'm Roy.
And I'm Lily. It's great to be with you today.
It really is. So, Lily, what's on the menu for today's discussion?
Well, I was thinking about something that affects almost every English learner.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
That pressure, the feeling that you have to speak perfect English.
Right, the fear of making a mistake. I know that feeling.
Exactly. It can be really stressful.
It can stop you from talking completely.
For sure. So today we want to talk about why you should forget perfect English.
And instead, focus on speaking real English.
Yes, the goal is communication, not perfection.
That's such a good way to put it.
We want to help you feel more confident when you speak,
Even if your grammar isn't perfect.
especially then, because nobody's is.
So, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
First, what do we even mean by perfect English?
Good question. I think for many learners, it means zero mistakes.
Like speaking like a textbook or a news reader.
Yes, exactly. Using big words and complex sentences all the time.
But who actually talks like that in real life?
Nobody I know.
Me neither. I mean, think about how we're talking right now.
Yeah. We use words like, and I mean.
We pause. Sometimes we start a sentence and then change our idea.
That's natural conversation. That's real.
And this pressure for perfection, it's a huge barrier, isn't it?
It really is. You're so busy checking your grammar in your head.
That you don't actually say anything.
Or you speak very, very slowly.
And it feels unnatural and stressful.
The opposite of a good conversation.
The main point is, this goal of perfection is not helpful.
Not at all. It actually holds you back.
It stops you from getting the practice you need.
The funny thing is, native speakers make mistakes all the time.
All the time. We correct ourselves mid-sentence.
Or we use grammar that isn't technically correct.
But people understand us.
Yes. Because the goal is to get your point across.
What a great phrase. Get your point across.
Just means making someone understand your idea.
That's the real goal.
So we should shift our focus.
From correction to connection.
Ooh, I like that. Communication is about connecting with another person.
Not about passing a grammar test.
So true.
So how can learners start making this change?
Well, the first step is a change in your thinking.
A mindset shift.
Exactly. You need to give yourself permission to be imperfect.
To make mistakes.
Yes. Mistakes are not bad. They're proof that you're trying.
They are evidence of progress.
Every mistake is a learning opportunity.
It shows you where you need to improve.
And you know what? Most people are very patient.
They are. They are happy you're speaking their language.
They won't judge you for a small grammar error.
Most of the time, they won't even notice.
They're focused on what you're saying, not how you're saying it.
Okay, so that's the first tip. Change your mindset.
Be kind to yourself.
What's next? What's a practical thing people can do?
Listen more to real English.
What do you mean by that?
Don't just listen to things made for learners.
Right, like news reports, which are very formal.
Listen to podcasts like this one, or watch TV shows.
Or videos online of people just talking.
And pay attention to how they really speak.
Notice the small words.
The fillers like or like.
Notice the rhythm and the flow.
It's often not as fast or as complicated as you think.
This is how you start to get the hang of it.
Another great phrase. What does that mean, Roy?
To get the hang of it means to learn how to do something, to become comfortable with it.
So you get the hang of real English by listening to it.
That makes a lot of sense.
It helps your brain understand the natural patterns.
Okay, so be kind to yourself and listen to real English. What's tip number 3?
Focus on your key message.
Your main idea.
Yes. Before you speak, think, what is the one single thing I want this person to know?
So you don't worry about all the small details.
Not at first. Just focus on communicating that one important idea.
Use simple sentences.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with simple sentences.
I went to the store, I bought bread.
That's perfectly clear communication.
It's much better than a long, confusing sentence with mistakes.
Much better. Clarity is key.
So keep it simple.
Your English will sound more natural that way too.
It's true. We use simple sentences a lot in daily conversation.
I really do.
Okay, so this is all great advice for building confidence.
That's the idea.
But what happens when you're in a conversation and you get stuck?
Ah, yes. The moment of panic.
You can't find the word you need.
This is where communication strategies are so important.
Tell us more.
Well, you don't have to just stop talking.
So what can you do?
You can describe the word.
How does that work?
Let's say you forget the word scissors.
Okay.
You can say, I need the thing you use to cut paper.
And the other person will probably say, oh, scissors.
Exactly. You communicated your idea without knowing the perfect word.
That's a brilliant tip.
It keeps the conversation moving.
It also shows you're engaged in the conversation.
Another strategy is to just ask.
Be direct.
Yeah. You can say, sorry, what's the word for?
Or how do you say,
People are usually happy to help.
it makes the conversation a team effort.
It does. You're learning and they're helping.
These are fantastic practical tools.
They help you get out of your own head,
And stay in the conversation.
which is the most important part.
Okay, so we have mindset, listening, simple messages, and strategies for getting stuck.
That's a lot of good stuff.
Is there a final tip for our listeners?
I think the last one is the most important.
Let's hear it.
Let us speak
Simple as that.
as much as you can in any way you can.
It doesn't have to be a long conversation.
No. Ordering a coffee in English is a victory.
Asking for directions is a victory.
Saying hello and thank you to someone is practice.
Every little bit helps.
It builds your confidence muscle.
What if you don't have anyone to talk to?
You can talk to yourself.
Really?
Yes. Describe what you're doing. I am making coffee. I am adding milk.
That gets your mouth used to making the sounds.
Or you can record yourself on your phone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Talk for 30 seconds about your day. Then listen back.
You don't have to show it to anyone.
No, it's just for you. It's safe practice.
It reminds me of that saying,
Which one?
a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I love that one.
For learners, it means your journey to fluent English starts with one word,
In sentence.
one small conversation.
You don't have to be fluent overnight.
Just take that first step.
And then the next one.
This is so encouraging.
I hope so. Because language learning can feel really difficult.
It's important to remember that progress isn't always a straight line,
Some days are good,
and some days are hard.
and that's okay. It's normal.
You just have to keep going.
That's the secret. Consistency.
So let's do a quick review of what we've talked about.
Good idea.
The main idea is to stop chasing perfect English.
And start speaking real English.
Focus on communication.
Not on being correct all the time.
Tip 1 was to change your mindset.
Embrace your mistakes. They help you learn.
Tip 2, listen to real, natural English conversations.
Get a feel for the rhythm and flow.
Tip 3 was to focus on your key message.
Keep your sentences simple and clear.
And tip 4 was to use communication strategies when you get stuck.
Like describing a word or just asking for help.
And the final, big one,
Just speak, practice whenever you can.
any little bit of practice helps.
It really does.
I feel like there's another good expression for this.
What are you thinking of?
Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint.
Oh, that's perfect for this.
A sprint is a short, fast race.
But a marathon is a very long one.
You have to be patient and keep a steady pace.
You can't expect to finish in one day.
And you have to be kind to yourself during the journey.
That's maybe the most important advice of all.
Don't compare yourself to other learners.
Everyone's journey is different.
Focus on your own progress,
Celebrate your small wins.
like ordering that coffee.
Or understanding a joke in a TV show.
Every small success builds your confidence for the next one.
100%.
This has been a really great chat, Lily.
I agree. I hope our listeners found it helpful,
We know it's not easy.
but you can do it.
Remember, every time you try to speak, you are succeeding.
You're taking a step forward.
And that's what matters.
So be brave, be patient.
And speak real English.
Thank you so much for listening today.
We'll be back next time with another topic to help you on your English journey.
Bye for now.